Hello, grade 6 students. Good morning. In this class, we will discuss about History, Chapter 5 Kingdoms, Kings, and an Early Republic. Now, let's take page number 52 and we will start our discussion. Changes in agriculture. So, in changes in agriculture, what are we going to say? Means there are two types of changes in those days. One, they started to use iron plow. What is the purpose of this iron plow? Then we know very well we are using tractors. Why do we use tractors? They used to turn the soil up and down, loosen the soil, and they will turn up and down. Likewise, they use the iron plow. And transplanting the paddy. You know very well the seeds are sown, and we know that the plants will grow together. But after transplanting, we can see that more yield will be there because each plant will be planted separately. Transplantation work is done by the workers, that are they are slave men and women, and the persons who are not having lands, they used to work in the fields. Now let's have a glance about Magadha. In the Magadha kingdom, we can see that there are many rivers flowing, among them Ganga and Sun. These are the two important rivers, and they are useful for transport and water supplies for doing agriculture, and water is supplied and the land becomes fertile. The Magadha kingdom, it is covered with forest. Because of that, there are elephants and they are captured, they are caught, and then the elephants are trained for the armies. Now let's have a glance on page number 53, that is taxes. Why do they collect taxes? The Rajas and Mahajanpadas, they wanted to build a big forts, that is huge forts, and also they wanted to maintain armies. For that purpose, they collected taxes. From where do they collect the taxes? From whom they collected the taxes? They collected the taxes from the farmers. What do the farmers do? The farmers are doing cultivation. So from that, they used to collect the produce to the kings. Why? Means they are all having the armies, so for them to supply the food, everything, they collected food grains. And then craft person, that is you know very well the craft persons are musicians, then dancers, afterwards we see the carpenters, then we know that painters, artists, and all, they are all craft persons. So they are unable to pay the any produce, but instead they have to work for the king. That is called taxes in the form of labor. Labor means work. Next, traders, they are the business person, they are merchants. So how do they go? Humans, they used to sell goods and buy goods. So they are paid for the goods. We also know that the hunters and gatherers are there. That means the persons who are going for the forest and collecting the produce from the forest. So they have to give the produce from the forest. What are they used to collect? We know very well the hunter gatherers in the second lesson. Okay, what is the work of them? They used to collect the honey from the forest. Okay, they used to collect the honey from the forest, and they used to hunt animals, and they must give to the king. And herbal, everything, what are the produce that are available, that are got from forest, they must give it to the king. From the forest we can get wood, and they are having building houses also, they are having carts and chariots. So the forest will provide them wood for building houses, and also to build carts and chariots. Chariots means there. And we know that iron mines are there in the North India, and they started to make strong tools and weapons. Let's have a closer look about Magadha. Particularly we want to speak about Bimbisara and Ajatasattu and Padmananda. So these are the three important kings. And what do we know about these three important kings? These three important kings made the country strong, and they started to control over them. Present day Rajgir in Bihar, which was a capital for several years, and till it was shifted to the Patna, that is present day Patna. In those days it was called Padaliputra. From Rajgir to Patna they shifted the capital, and for more than 2300 years ago we must know the particular person, Alexander the Great. We must know about Alexander. Alexander was a person, he was a great king who wanted to rule the world. He wanted to control the whole world, but he conquered Egypt, West Asia, then he came to India, entered the river Beas, but the soldiers refused, and they were scared of Indian rulers because the Indian rulers were having foot soldiers, called Padain Chulvanga, then chariots, there, elephants, and they were scared about our Indian rulers and armies. In the next class, we will have a closer look about Vaji. Thank you, children.